Agile Project Management Framework or APM Framework. This is one of the knowledge and skills. Out of 33 knowledge and skills is noted with this symbol here. As per PMI, every project goes through 5 process groups or PGs. The process groups are initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing in its life cycle. If the project is a multi-phase project, that means if the project is having, let us say, phase 1, phase 2 like that, in every phase all these process groups will be part of, that is initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, or simply C, then closing. If it is a single phase project, then of course in the entire single phase, initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, or simply C, then closing. Now in Agile Project Management or in APM, the 5 phases will be different. The APM framework, which will be talking about this Agile Project Management phases, was created by Jim Highsmith, and in this APM framework the 5 phases are Envision, Speculate, Explore, Adapt and Close. Now this Envision will replace the initiating part. Speculate will replace the planning one. Explore will replace the executing part of PMI. The adapt phase will replace monitoring and controlling part. And the close will replace the closing part of PMI. So if you are taking the APM framework, these are the 5 phases for every project. Let us go through briefly what are these phases for APM framework. First is Envision. It replaces initiating process groups in the PMBOK guide, that is Project Management Body of Knowledge Guide, which talks about this 5 process groups from initiating till closing. This phase denotes the criticality of the vision for the product, which will be created by the project, because we have seen before the definition of a project. A project is a temporary endeavor to create a unique product or service or result. So here in Envision phase, we create the vision of the product. Then you have Speculate. This replaces the planning process group. The word speculate denotes there are uncertainties, whereas if you have planning or plan, it has a certainty connotation towards it. Next is Explore phase. It replaces the executing process group. This is the delivery side in an iterative manner. Questions developed in the Speculate phase, that is in this phase, are actually executed here. So we take the project and we deliver the deliverables for the project in a number of iterations in Explore phase. Then you have Adapt. It replaces monitoring and controlling process group. It says adapt to the current condition and situation, keeping an eye on the vision which was created in Envision phase, rather than monitoring and controlling approach. Our last phase for APM framework is Close. It replaces the closing process group. Here knowledge transfer happens and of course celebration in finally closing the project. Now these phases of the APM framework are shown in the figure below. First we have Envision. In Envision we create the vision represented with the bulb icon. This is your vision. From there we start speculating. As you speculate, we will have a backlog of items, that is the product backlog, which will have all the features, the bugs, the issues, the enhancements, those are needed to deliver the product, which will be the outcome of the project. After you do your speculation, you create a release plan, and this release plan will have a number of iterations. These iterations are going to be executed in the Explore phase. As you execute the iterations, you will be giving increments at the end of every iterations. We know Agile is both iterative and incremental, so increments will be given at the end of every iteration and you will be getting completed features. While doing so, you will be having Adapt, that is you are looking if the situation or the condition is changing. And this speculate, adapt and explore will be repeated multiple times in your project. Finally, you will be giving the final product to your customer and you will be closing your project, or you will reach the close phase of the project.